Hey everybody, Dr. Diane, your Libido Doc, today talking about stress, sex, performance, anxiety here. And I'm talking about this for men and women alike. Oftentimes with performance anxiety, we think about things like erectile dysfunction, about not being able to fully get hard or keep a hard on. But the thing of it is there's so many components of what performance anxiety can look like. This can be due to the over dramatization of the pornography industry, of making it seem like sex is supposed to look like this one way. This can be done due to a lover or a past partner in the past really invalidating us. So sometimes if you've had a partner in the past that has expressed disapproval or just said things that maybe were hurtful before, during, or after sex, sometimes that can lead to a feeling of, oh my gosh, I don't feel sexy or I'm not good at this, which can lead to a huge amount of performance anxiety. It's important to remember that those types of conversations are, if they have happened to you, are extremely unidimensional. And if anything, show a problem with the communication between the partnership at the time more than anything else. I've seen this actually with quite a few people where they have somebody that has said something and they go into a new situation thinking, gosh, I'm like not very good at this. And then all of a sudden with a new partner, they're having the best sex of their lives. And it really then helps to build that confidence of, oh, it's not me, right? So we want to really go into these performance anxiety situations with starting with uncoupling what is actually happening there. Is it due to something that has happened in the past with a previous lover, something that has been told? Is it due to something that your current partner has said? Is it due to stress in your life? Is it due to, wow, you had a stressful time and last time you were intimate with your partner, as a female, maybe you couldn't get wet. As a male, you couldn't get hard. Maybe you just had anxiety about pleasing the person the whole time. So, or another common reason I see sometimes is when couples go through periods of long-term not being intimate, and then all of a sudden they start to try to get intimate again. And it can feel so awkward and lead to so much anxiety. So, in unpacking this, we definitely want to begin by figuring out what is actually behind this. I am such a root cause oriented doctor, so I'm always wondering why. So if the more we can say, hey, what is this about? Not in the moment, but the more we can do that outside of that intimate moment to say like, why do I have this? What is the underlying story I have about my fear? What is it related to? What is that anxiety about? And hopefully, if communication's good, oftentimes we can bring this to our partner and maybe communicate and say like, hey, last time you said that thing about, this in bed, that made me really nervous that you don't like sex with me, right? For example, what did you actually mean by that? So sometimes we can get to uncoupling that anxiety simply by understanding what it is and talking to our partner about it. Remember, I do offer a lot of coursework on conscious communication and how to have these difficult conversations with your partner. Upcoming next month is my 21-day jumpstart for women. Sorry, men, I'll have something for you guys soon. But the 21-day jumpstart for women, we do go through constructs and ideas in that 21 day on communication and how to have these challenging conversations. Another thing to be said, though, about performance anxiety also comes down to taking the pressure off. So sometimes we have anxiety about one specific act, and oftentimes it is intercourse. Now remember, there's so many different ways that we can have sex, that we can engage intimately, that we can experience pleasure. So sometimes if there's performance anxiety, sometimes there can be an element as we work through those root causes, we can start to say, okay, well, let's for a little while focus on doing other things. Focus on other parts of intimacy. Focus on oral pleasure. Focus on touch. Focus on massage. Focus on toys. All these other types of things. And that as we start to take away that pressure and that need, and really get back to the fundamental thing of connecting, of pleasure with your partner, of giving and receiving touch, of so much enjoyment and so much love and so much care. When we can make those the foundational things, then oftentimes we can get to a point where that anxiety starts to wane. Right? And so, because we can have success. So so much of the anxiety with performance is like, it's not going to go well, or about like success, right? And so if we can start to say like, okay, well, let's say that even if it doesn't go well, right? Even in all situations where everything is like generally perfect, there can sometimes be situations where somebody is just like not in the mood and trying anyways, and there's not a lot of erotic response. Well, having a multitude of options of what you can do to sexually connect and please each other, one, is just good for a novelty and a well-rounded sex life. But two, it can help with that performance anxiety, because if you're not having success in one area, and if it's okay, if you set the precedence in the relationship that it's okay, where if this happens to not work, we can still have an amazing time doing all these other things. That can then start lowering that anxiety for whatever it is. And like I said, most commonly it's actually having intercourse, but it can really be related to anything. So start to uncouple and really begin to understand what is happening, if it's due to something current or past. And as much as possible, talk to your partner about whatever you're feeling, because most of the time I find that whatever stories we create about our own sexuality or about our own performance are not the same stories that our partner is actually feeling about us. And sometimes just by talking about it, those anxious feelings go away. Remember, check out my other work on this channel around things like how to communicate, the where, the when, the what, where we really break down how to have successful communication about these difficult topics. Again, check out my desired course coming up, which is my 21-day jumpstart program for libido. And I hope to see you guys all very soon.